Hello guys, welcome back. So this is my 10th session for VMware Horizon training. So in this video we will be creating uh, desktop pools to provision desktops for end users. So we'll start our session now. So okay, so in our previous video, we have created an golden image where using that image we will be deploying the VDIs. So let's go to our connection server. So here this is a console, we already shown how to log into this console and everything, but still if you guys want to see it, we'll do it one more time for you guys. uh, Let me kill this one first. So this icon where we'll be using for to logging to Horizon. When you click it, it will route to your browser. So using the admin ID you will be logging, domain ID. So we'll maximize this so that it will be clear for us. Okay, so here we'll be working in this inventory inventory in this mini inventory option where we have desktops applications. We already deployed a application pool last time, and we provisioned all these applications. Today we'll be deploying the pool for desktops. So when you click on desktop, so you'll be able to see these desktop pools where a couple of options available. So once you create the pool, these will be enabled. So entitles is nothing but provisioning the required group or user, the pool which you have created. So status all we'll discuss one by one. So first we'll create a pool for desktops. Just click on add. So once you click on add, okay, so you'll be having three options, that is automated desktop pool, manual desktop pool, and RDS desktop pool. So in this we'll be going for automated desktop pool, and if you click on this II for information, it will give the description about what is this all. So reading this, it will be very much pretty simple to understand the things. So you see here, so what all is supported features all will be listed here. So if you select the automated desktop pool and click next, it will ask for instant clone and full virtual machine. So I will be using the instant clone for this one. So just select the instant clone, and even if you click this, it will give the options, what are the supported features all. So uh, just go through it to understand what is this and what is a full virtual machine and instant clone. uh, so the protocol which used by which we used for VDI is VMware Blast. So it will also ask for protocol when you create the pool. So we'll be seeing it in our next couple of options available here. So that can be seen there. So we'll go for next. So we'll be selecting the vCenter. This is my vCenter VCH01. So click next. So here we have two options, that is floating pool and a dedicated pool. So floating pool is it will automatically assign the desktop to the user, and when user log off, the 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 virtual machine will be deleted after a specific time, whatever mention you, like 8 hours, or whenever user logs off. If you select user immediate delete after user log off, then it will delete the VM when user logs off. If it is a dedicated pool, then a dedicated vision will be created for the user, and even though if user log off, his data as well as the VM exists, and it will be available for floating for floating pools. The data saved on that machine will be it won't be saved. So uh, that's what the thing is like. So I will be creating floating pool in this video, and in my next video I will create dedicated pool and I will show how to do that. Select the floating option and click next. So as I said, if you click on the information, it will show like users will receive machines picked randomly from the desktop pool each time they log in. And the supported features are, these are the supported features. If you go for dedicated, user is the same machine each time they log into the desktop pool. So the information given is pretty simple and very much understandable. So just go through it when you're creating the pools, when you're creating the thing options. So everything is very much clear mentioned here. So click next, and we don't have a storage vSAN or anything, so just nothing to do with this. Click next. Then we need to give the uh, ID for the pool, so we'll give some name. So I will mention like Windows 10 VDI VDI 1, okay, something like that. And the display name is just to understand, like this is the first pool, so we can clearly by looking at it we'll know that we have only one. So if you have n number of pools, it will be difficult for you. That is the reason we need to give the display name, everything. So Windows 10. So this is the access group is like root. So access group can organize the desktop pools in your organization. They can also be used for dedicated administration, delegated administration. So here it will be default. If you click, it just give the same. So description, we can mention anything like uh, Windows 10 pool and month, something like that, March 2021. Whatever you require, you can mention it here. Click next. Then here comes like adding the provisioning settings. So we'll be going with enable provisioning, stop provisioning on error. That means if some problem is there, it stops the provisioning. That's how it is. So here virtual machine naming is like let me show how it is like I'm giving Windows 10 machine, and in the braces you need to give the n for number. So here what happens is the machine will be created like the first machine will be created with the name Win101, and the second machine will be created with like it's incrementing the number. You can whatever naming you can give, like Windows 10 or your organization, like you can give something like your as per your organization naming convention. So you can mention it, and if you give the n in the braces, it will increment by 1. So it will be like Win 101, 102, like that. So provisioning machines like on demand, I will be selecting one. So my environment is very small, but if you go to huge, like if your organization is huge, then in that case you need to mention the minimum and maximum, and maximum and minimum should not be same. So I'm just creating it as like maximum 2, and spare is like one. Whenever a user login. So one machine will be assigned to that user. Once that machine is assigned, it will create a one more machine and keep it as a spare and power on, so that the second user when connects, immediately it will assign that machine to that user. So this part is done. So virtual device, add VTP device to VM. So what is sorry, TPM, like it's a trusted platform module. So what is this like? Yeah, it's a computer chip or a microcontroller that can securely store artifacts used to authenticate the platforms of the PC or your laptop. So these artifacts can include measurements, passwords, certificates, or even encryption keys. So we don't have that type of devices in our environment. So we will just skip this one and we will go with our next step. So here this is for vCenter settings, where you need to select the gold image. So our gold image is like Windows 10, which we created in our last video. So if you select all whatever is there, they will be selected, but we'll be selecting this whatever available and click submit. Then we need to select the snapshot. So this is the gold template, where using this template our virtual machines, that is our VDS, will be created. Virtual machines will be created. If you click on snapshot details, it will give the path and description. So this is pretty straightforward. So it will give more details like number of monitors, so VRAM size, resolution, 3D, all everything is like it will be displayed. Just click submit. Now we need to select the folder where VM should be created. So we already created a folder in the vCenter in the last video, that is VM Horizon. So just select that, so that whatever VMs are getting created, that will be created in this folder. Click submit. Then you need to select the cluster. If you have multiple clusters, you can select the cluster which you require to use it as a VDI environment. So and the resource pool is the default one. So data store, like we already have the default data store. When you select this one, it will prompt for an uh, it will prompt saying that it is a local data store. So we are okay with this. If you have an if you have a storage like NetApp or Pure or anything, we will provision the LUNs, and that LUNs will be shared between the all ESXi hosts. At that time you will create a storage, DRS, everything. So in that scenario you won't getting this error warning, but we are using the local data store of ESXi. That is the reason we are getting this. We can ignore this and click OK. So if you want to understand more about it, you just go through the whatever is listed here. So I simply told about why it is coming. Same thing was mentioned there. So click OK. Now network, it will take the default network, as we have only one network. So in general, couple of VLANs will be displayed, where you need to select the VLANs over there. So this part is done. So we'll go for next step. So here state is like you don't want to provision the once the pool is ready. Then in that scenario, if you select disable, once the pool is ready, it directly it won't start provisioning the VMs. Once you enable the pool, then only it will start the provisioning. So connection server restrictions, category folders, all nothing for us, so we'll leave it as it is. And the session type is desktop. This is default. Log off after disconnection, this is what we are discussing. So if user logs off and you want to uh, uh, delete the VM, then select immediately. So log off after disconnect. Sometimes user won't log off. Simply what he will do is like he will close the directly clicking the close button, and he will log off his shift. So at that time the VM will be running in backend, which will consume the resources of the on the ESXi box. So if you select if he disconnects like log off immediately, then whenever he closes the session, disconnects the session, it will log off immediately. Allow user to log off, restart the machine, that will select no, and allow separate desktop sessions from different client devices. That is, if user is logging from multiple laptops and opening the VDI, so he will be if you select yes, multiple VMs will be created for that user if he logging from different laptops or 2 or 3 laptops. So we don't want to do that. We want to assign only one machine per user, so we'll select no and just click next. So client restrictions, yes, and click next. So here we are RDP protocols were discussed. So VMware Horizon uses VMware Blast protocol. If you don't want to use that, you can go for PCOIP or Microsoft RDP. But we'll be going for the VMware Blast. Even most of the environments, VMware Blast will be used. So allow users to choose the protocol, that is optional. You can leave it yes or no also. There is nothing harm in that. So I will leave it as it is default. So this is for 3D render. So we'll leave it as it is. If you want to know about, just you can go through it. Uh, so allow session calibration, that is we'll leave it as it is and click next. So here domain is flc.com and AD container default it shows cn is equal to computers, but we already create a folder for the computer object to be created, that is OU horizon. So we'll select that one and submit, and this is all using of existing computer account. All we leave it as it is. Clone prep is not required, and if you have any scripts to be running when user login, so you need to give the script path, script name, parameters, everything. So we are not doing anything here. We'll go for the defaults, click next. So everything is ready. So entitle users after adding pool, which is like provisioning, like providing the access to the pool. So if you click it, automatically the next step to add the users will be popped up. So make sure everything is correct. Whatever we done till now, that is listed here, and click submit. Okay, as we said, like entitles are displayed, so we'll be using domain users. So I will select domain users, and even any other you can add, like domain admins. So we can add multiple there. So we have both. So just select and click OK. So now pool is ready, and status is enabled already. So if you select this, and if you see here status enabled, if you want to disable it, you can just click on disable and disable provisioning. So view, and this is what we have discussed. So so access group is it's not required for now. So entitlements, if you go here and you want to add more, you can add, and even if you can remove from the list. So you can duplicate the existing pool, edit the pool. If you do some mistake, click here, and you can do the editing here by going the required settings. So this is the options. So now it is provision. We'll go to vCenter and see what's going on there. Hmm. Where is the vCenter? Okay. So now see, you're able to see CP template is created and powering on the virtual machine. So it's backend, it's running the what's like it's just configuring the pool, so it will take some more time to provision the VM. So if you see here, couple of folders were created here, and you are able to see that this template is created. Then step by step, the process will create the required things which is supporting the VDI. Once that is done, we'll be able to see the virtual machine in this folder as we have selected this. So we'll just wait for some more time, and once the VM is created, we'll try to log into that. So the process is still going on. So let me show. So here able to see that still it's cloning the VM and creating the process which is happening. So it will take few more minutes, but I can show you something in between. So I will try to log in with one of the domain user. What happens if you try to log into VDI? So we already entitled the domain user. That is the reason we're able to see the RDP icon, like Windows VDI icon, which have provision. But when you click on the icon, you will get the loading failed because still the process is going on in the backend. So we need to wait till it get completed. So still it's going on. When the VM is ready to use by user, it will be listed here in this folder. So we need to wait for some more time. I just want to show this. So we'll wait for some more time, and once VM is created, we'll try to log in with the domain user as well as a domain admin. Uh, okay, guys. The process of clone prep parent VM, clone prep internal template folder, everything is done. So it took some time, and I just tested. When I look, if you look at the logs, it created a VM snapshot, then it reconfigured, cloned the virtual machine, created the VM snapshot for a new VM. So you are able to see that VG Win101, like N is where we put the uh, in brasses we put a one N there. So if you see one here, after that the next VM is created with last digit as 2. So when a user logs into this machine, the 02 was created, and when the user logged off the 101, so it simply turned off and it deleted the VM. So now we'll try to log into the uh, to the VDI client, and we'll see whether we are able to log into our VDI desktop. Okay. So we are able to see the icon here, and I will double click on that. So now desktop is created for me, and it's getting loaded now for me. So you are able to see some options on top of the VDI. This welcome all is just I just built it, but I didn't cleaned up anything. That is the reason you are getting these all. So once I clean everything, next time when a user login, all these won't come up. So we can do it. We can fix this one. So if you see here, like couple of options, you are able to see, like auto connect to the desktop, display settings, full. Or if you have multiple monitors, it will be displayed on the monitors which are connected to your laptop. Log off, disconnect. This is about the Horizon client version. If you click on that, you will get the options. So here, this is to connect the USB. A couple of options are available there. Based on the requirement, you can use this. So Alt Control Delete for so if it is in a hung state or anything, you want to click that, or that is for to put the username, passwords, if you just if you logged, you can put the password. So these are the couple of options available here. We can discuss on the upcoming videos what all these and why you use this. So my video is loaded and it's up now. We are able to see that Google Chrome is available, and Notepad++ we installed, so that is also available if you see here. So as I said, you need to update everything before you create a snapshot, so that you won't get such type of prompts. So for every time when you log in, these prompts will be coming up if you do if you don't do any updates or any proper cleanup. So this video is up now, and if you see the host name, you can see that VGWin102 is the host name, and so my ID is HViewAdmin. So what I will do is now I will log off this machine, so that we'll see in the vCenter what's going on in the backend. We'll go to vCenter. See here, we just logged off. So you are able to see that VGWin101 is created once I logged into the 102, so that the next user when login, this VM is ready to use. So and now what happens is you are able to see that Win102 is getting logged off and shutting down. So it's powered off, you're able to see, and now it's deleted. So this is all settings we done while creating the pool, where when user log off it should delete automatically. That's what that was the for floating pool. If it is a dedicated pool, it is the case will be different. So we are successfully built a desktop pool, and we are able to log into VDI. So all good. So we are successfully deployed it. So yeah, that's all for this video. Thank you guys for watching. For any queries or suggestions, please reach out to me on bstudentblog@gmail.com, and please do subscribe my channel. Thank you very much. Bye bye.